Okay, so we got the chat windows up and going. Let's just see what I can do here. Actually, I had 4. Okay. Well, 4 isn't bad. So I guess I will add it to my playlist. It's not 24, but should probably remove it. Yeah, let's make it private. '81 and 1.2. Dang. I really didn't think. I thought, maybe if I was lucky, 10 people would watch my short. But 1.2K people. Actually, 1.3 now. And my intruder from last night that I thought would get 1.3 views, 1.3K views, got just 81. Oh. That's so weird. Just goes to prove that you never know what is going to click. It's really weird. Well, I hit 5,000 twice. I don't know what I need to do to hit those again. Definitely should not be eating the potato chips. Definitely not. let's see what else we can do here. It's kind of weird because it's kind of same angle, but not quite. Let's go to studio mode. That's very black. I'm guessing it's not on. There we go. Now it should be on. There we go. Except that there is some whiteness there that needs to kind of go. Okay. There we go. It is now adjusted and okay. Do I feel like playing vanilla tonight? I'm thinking I should just change to this. Well, maybe not. Let me see here. What's that message? Okay. I did not need to know that. Oh, okay. Let's see if we can't fix that. There we go. Now we are fixed. And away we go. So let's see if a full set of hair and slightly younger looking dude helps out with anything. This is just a test. So we'll see if people will actually join in here and talk to me. Maybe, maybe not. I might have to go and check up on the cats though. So, if anybody wants to talk about anything, and I do mean anything, you are welcome to do so right now. It is all up to you. You get to decide the topic, and I will try my best to discuss the subject or the topic with you. Struggle boxing. Something seems different about you, Jeeps. I can't put my finger on it. I'm doing my impersonation of George Lucas, Star Wars. How have you been today? What's new? I checked out, you've been playing a couple of games like Marble and all kinds of stuff. Yes, you have GTA all over the place. I guess you got bored with Marble and you went back. I was looking for a Payday gameplay, game through, something. Couldn't find it. But you start, it looks good. You should start doing questions with George Lucas. As the title of my stream, Q&A with George Lucas. But if doing something like that, would that get me into trouble because I'm not really George Lucas? But it could be funny. I don't think George Lucas vapes either, but I guess that's a good thing for him. But vaping's not really that bad either, honestly. Except you could kind of see my white beard. I'd have to trim my white beard that kind of shows off under here. So I'm trying to hide it with the microphone. Yeah, I deleted the Payday vid because I was playing it like the kid you play with on Fortnite and was capping everyone. Really? Really? I was looking forward to see what the game looks like. Who cares if you were, behaving like... That's just wrong. That is just so wrong. I'm looking at my videos today. I did 2 shorts, one with the cats. I don't know if you heard that story earlier where the cat that you see here in the photo, well, in the short, is the cat that was, a stray cat that came and hang around my house for 3 weeks. My neighbor decided to adopt it and bring it over to his father's farm. And last night I opened the door to let the cats in, and I turn around and I see like 3 cats in the kitchen. That's not how you're supposed to play. We had like 100+ cops swarming us. So the cat that he adopted a year and a half ago is back in my kitchen again. Now the cats are outside. One wants to come back in, so I will be right back. Please be patient. Okay, let's come in. Come on, Ricky. Ricky, come on. Okay, sorry about that. And strangely enough, that cat video got like 81 views. Usually my cat videos get like thousands of views, but that one only got like 80. And I did another YouTube where Canada's banning WD-40, and that got over 1,000 views. Like, okay, whatever. It just goes to show that cat videos are not all where it's at. And it's crazy though. You take 15 seconds to do a video and they get more views than the videos that I do about other stuff that I do. I actually tried playing Fortnite today, and I just got fed up of being in the Discord server and having everybody come in and all the voice changer people and all this stuff. It's really, really getting annoying, this voice changer thing. People pretending to be girls. And that's why I sold Star Wars. It's because I wanted, women to be in charge and not have men pretending to be women being in charge. You can title it Questions with George Lucas, and that may be enough to skirt by. Or maybe I should write George with a J. I don't know how that would go down. Let me see if I can't change the. Let me see here what I can do. Let me see what I can do here with the title. How will this work? Let's see, did it change my title here from thank you everyone to Q&A with G? Well, let's see how many people click this. Hopefully nobody comes in here asking, questions about Star Wars. Because I want to talk about my new project, Rebel Moon. Which is not really my project, but it's what Star Wars should have been. I am not surprised. I mean, that guy is going to milk it for everything. He knows that Disney really wrecked the franchise. He really knows that people are hungry for good sci-fi. And there is good sci-fi. I don't know, like I said, if you watched the last, I don't know, 20, 30 seconds of my review of The Foundation. But, man, people are very hungry for this kind of stuff. We really need some good sci-fi. And we're not getting any good sci-fi. All we're getting is agenda-driven, tick the boxes. And another thing I was looking at because of what is the game called Starfield by Bethesda. They put all these woke idiots that, I mean, okay, there is this moderate 5%, and then there are these 95% nutcases. They wreck the entire cinematic and television series, division of whatever entertainment you want to call that. Now they're getting it into video games, trying to wreck that industry. And okay, so Starfield has the pronouns and all this, and type 1 and type 2 bodies, and type 1 or type 2 voice, which, okay, whatever. Then there's these people, that the modder communities, and these people make great game mods. They make the core games good. That's how Skyrim lasted for like 12 years now. It's because of the modding community. And a lot of these mods are hosted by Nexus. Maybe you've modded some games, maybe not, because I do know you play a lot on console. But I play, well, not a lot of modded games, but I do like my mods. Nicolas Cage flashlight mod. If you haven't, I have not seen it. And strangely enough, somebody made a mod. There was a game, I don't remember what it was called, where they put in a lot of rainbow flags in the game. And some guy came up with a mod to change all of those flags to American flags. He got banned for it, and his mod was taken down. Now, somebody came out with a mod to modify Starfield to remove all the pronouns and stuff, to have it either male or female, type female voice, type male voice, and now that mod has been taken down too. Nexus has been invaded by the woke agenda, which is really gonna crap. I mean, people are gonna be left with the only choice of buying the game or not, and if you support woke, then buy the game. If you don't support wokeness, then don't buy the game. A Sony fanboy made a mod that has the Sony PlayStation Studio intro right before Starfield starts. Well, good. Well, not good. Because then people start blaming Sony. Well, yes and no. Because obviously Bethesda then wants all the accolades for making the game. And then people will watch the stream and see the Sony and think that it's a Sony game. So Bethesda's going to get like zero fanfic from it, which I agree. It's a good thing. Definitely think it's a good thing because all this wokeness, silliness, I mean, it wrecked the entire fan base for all the sci-fi fantasy genres, and now they want to push it into video games. People were already fed up, and I don't know how many studios and how many games are going to get wrecked by it. You know, go Rebel Moon. That's all I can say for it. Have a good story. You know, the special effects and all that are pretty nice to have, but they don't have to be perfect. Just give people a good story and good entertainment for a good 2 hours. Don't make it 3 bloody hours. It's too long. I know everybody wants the streaming minutes, but a 2 hour movie is plenty. Just make more movies in a smaller budget. Keep it under budget. Make good stories. Hire good actors to do the good stories. Just don't hire actors because they fit a certain. I mean, in the global world, you can find a good actor in anything. But I was like looking at this interview of Star Wars at the anniversary party thing, and this girl is like, Star Wars is very patriarchal, and I am playing a woman of power. And everybody was applauding. A woman of power. She was like, man, how hard was it to rehearse those two lines? I'm going to go water my friend's mom plants. I'll still gonna be listening. My friend's mom's plants. That is so weird to be doing. I mean, whatever. Like, your mom's not there, your friend's mom is not there. So why don't you just go and say, I'm going to water the neighbor's plants because they're out? Or do you not want people on the internet to know that there's somebody in the world that's not at home tonight and not to go and break in the house? Man, what is the world coming to? She's in Pakistan. Holy Lord. Okay. So she's not just out for tonight, she's out for a while. Pakistan, the place where women go to and may or may not ever come back. I don't know. I just seen the movies. I might be right. I might be wrong. I don't want to be judgmental. But I've seen some people, marrying people from certain places, going to meet the family, and then discovering that they can no longer come back to wherever they're from. Here's my little big baby. He's gonna be the star. He's the new Chewie. He's gonna be the new Chewie in the new Star Wars. Except I won't call it Star Wars. I'm gonna call it Rebel Moon. But this actor will still be Chewie in that movie. And no, he's not gonna rip somebody's eye out. He's just gonna eat the bad guys whole. 'Cause he can. You can and you will, eh, big baby? Need a big baby? Need a big baby? There you go. You silly big cat. I helped sit their house for half a year. Her and her family are super rich. Dang, you're connected. I need to be connected like you are. I mean, I used to be connected. I don't know if you remember Amway. They used to, it used to be like Avon calling. They were really, really big in the late 70s and early 80s. And I used to hang out with the son of the president for the Canadian division of that. I mean, I never saw a Harley Davidson with real diamonds on it. You heard of Amway? Yeah, well, the president used to have, the Canadian president of the company used to have Harley Davidson, and it had diamonds all over the tank, all over the handlebars. Real bloody, bloody diamonds on a Harley Davidson. And I used to ride bikes, You never want to drop a bike with, I don't know how much those diamonds were worth. Maybe nothing, since, you know, they're going on the bike that's probably going to fall over. But man, just to flash. But yeah, his parents were never there. And in his teens, man, he used to have all his buddies live with him in the mansion. So you can imagine how that went. Not very good. Literally blood diamonds, yeah. He's a big pussy cat. He my big baby boy. Literally blood diamonds. I don't know, 'cause blood diamonds, who knows? How many people bought rings and stuff and they don't know where the diamonds are from? So that's a phenomenon that I am not, well, I'm kind of aware of, but not really either. And I did not watch the movie to know more about it. But no, if you fall down on your motorcycle, you get a couple of scrapes and then there's blood all over the Harley Davidson. But, even that was always a very security and safety nut on a motorcycle. Yeah, okay. No, I will not wear sandals to ride a motorcycle. I've even refused a girl wanting to get on a bike with sandals. But yeah, no, I will ride with a t-shirt. Because as much as I like the leather protection and all that, some days it's just too hot. And when you're sweating and you're losing like 5 pounds an hour, and you got sweat all over the visor and your eyes, and you can't even see where you're going because, hey, I want to be safe and wear the leather jacket when it's 100 degrees outside. No, I just wear a t-shirt, go riding. 99% of bike safety is your eyes. That 1% is when you want that bloody leather jacket and pants and boots and gloves and all that stuff. Yep, our boy Leo. Leo DiCaprio, the guy that I used to love to hate. Just like I used to love to hate Tom Cruise. You would never see Tom Cruise in a Star Wars movie, that's for sure. But he turned out to be quite a good actor. But seeing how Harrison Ford wanted to die in all of my movies, I probably should have hired Tom Cruise a long time ago. Just recast Han Solo as Tom Cruise or Tom Cruise as Han Solo and be done with Harrison Ford. Because Harrison Ford just wants to play a grumpy old man that wants to die. And Mark Hamill, good kid. Sometimes his mind isn't straight, screwed in straight. Maybe Leo would have been a better Luke Skywalker. Who knows? I'm just saying. I'm just shooting the ideas out there. Can't do worse. There's only two characters in the entire Star Wars that you cannot change. That is Lord Vader and that is Obi-Wan Kenobi. James Earl Jones and I forget his first name, Guinness, were really, really two really great actors, and you cannot, nobody can play their roles like they did. Although, to be fair, James never wore the suit. He was just doing the voiceover for the guy that was in the suit. Poor dude. I think he got paid like $700 for his part in the movie. I'm not proud of myself back then. Oh, cat's gone. Okay. He wanted some affection, but he's losing a lot of hair. That's crazy stuff, cat. You are shedding like crazy, like it's summer. And we're heading towards winter. You need to keep that fur on. So, what am I doing with all the money that I got from selling Star Wars? Well, I bought myself a cat. And if I had to redo the Ewoks, they would all be cats. Because although I tried, making cute little bear type, flushy, fluffy things, people didn't like them. But I think if the Ewoks would have been cats, to this day, people would still love them. Not sure. I'm just saying. I don't know if the audience agrees with me, but people prefer cats to Ewoks. And strange enough, you know, the Ewoks came from, the gang back in the day going to eat Chinese food. And the guy had this wok, but it was plugged into the wall. It was an electric wok. So we just called it Ewok. And the idea stuck with us, and that's why we call those characters the Ewoks. It had nothing to do with, lore or trying to invent another language. It just came up while we were eating Chinese. Now, you might think that that was controversial back in the day, but we had the foresight, we had the force on our side, thinking ahead, thinking about the future. We should have coined the phrase e everything. E cars. Everything became E eventually. We should have coined, put a copyright on E in front of everything. But we kind of wanted to bury our heads in the sand after everybody hating the Ewoks. Maybe if we had George Foreman selling, instead of the whatever he was selling, I forget now, but if he was selling Ewoks, maybe people would love Ewoks nowadays instead of whatever grill he was selling. It's kind of weird that my, marketing department didn't think about that back in the day. We could have been making a lot of money with that. I'd have enough money to buy back Star Wars. You know, as much as I love my kids, I still considered Star Wars my one and only true kid. And, you ask a parent, how much are you willing to sell your kid for? Well, it's a couple of billions, I'm guessing. I mean, they just put out a number there that I could not refuse. Sadly enough, I regret it. Life is full of regrets. That's one. But you all know my story. Back in the day, I truly thought that, my life was going to change. And I really thought that Kathleen, was good at getting coffee and maybe she was going to be good at keeping Star Wars what it was. Obviously not. So the guy does not get the girl. The guy gets a dog as a consolation prize. And in the future, apparently, there's no more dogs, so he ends up with a bot. Wow. Not good. Not good at all, but still better than nothing. So I see I've offended a couple of viewers. I've lost a couple of viewers talking about the Ewoks. I know everybody hates them, but I was trying to bring in the younger generation into Star Wars, which I kind of did. But, you know, I'm guessing. I mean, if you compare Jar Jar, which was even more controversial, to the Ewoks, Jar Jar was also in the movies to try to bring in the younger generation, which I did not need to do because Anakin was so young that he was the star for the younger generation. He's the one that brought the kids in. I did not need to have a Jar Jar. And he turned out to put a motion that put the Emperor Palpatine into power. So, yeah, Jar Jar, if he would have been written out, the galaxy would have been a much safer place. It would have probably canceled the original trilogy, but the prequels would have been better without Jar Jar. I don't know. Maybe you guys agree, maybe you don't. Let me know in the comments. chat ahead because that's all you can do. Siskel told him he sold his kids, and George regretfully said, "Yeah, I guess I did." He did. He admits it. He admits that he did a fuck up. It's, we all know it. I understand where he's coming from because I did stupid decisions in my life thinking that, either, you got some tools and you figure, well, I'm not going to need these later on. So you get rid of them, and then the next thing you know, you need the tools and you don't have them anymore. Then you see the price of the tools that you had, and they're a lot more expensive now than they were. Like tools actually, quadrupled in prices over a 2-year period, and people are complaining now about inflation. So yeah, not the greatest decision, and the guy is humble enough to own up to his mistakes. He agrees that it was not the best decision with hindsight. Disney buying it, everybody thought, yay, yes, this is the way. Well, guess what? People have to tell you this is the way 100 times in one show, 30-minute show, because it is obviously not the way, but they just want to bash it in because corporatism. Really, really not a good thing. Yeah, he wanted to, he's getting up in age just like I'm getting up in age and does not, moving, making another trilogy would have taken another 10 years out of his life that he did not want to go through. But seeing what they did with the franchise, man, he could have just, I don't know. You would think that the earnings from what the movies made and all the merchandise, because he was wise. He sold a lot of toys with Star Wars. You'd think he'd have enough money that he did not need the extra billions that the company sold for. He could have just, you know what? I'm not going to do a Star Wars. Or he could have leased the rights to somebody who had an idea for the next trilogy. But Bob Iger was just poking at him constantly, trying to surround George with all of these people to tell him, hey, you should really sell it to Disney. Disney would make it great again. And when you're hearing it from all around you, then you kind of start thinking that maybe, okay, maybe I should do it. I'm tired of everybody talking to me about it all the time, and just go do something else. He could have rented I say rented, but leased. He could have leased the franchise. You know, Conan the Barbarian was leased to another company to produce, Conan comic books. And Conan, the brand, was also leased to gaming companies to make video games. George could have just kept on doing that. Without having to do anything. I don't know. But it's said and done, and now all we have to look forward to and hope for is that Rebel Moon becomes the Star Wars that we desperately want. I still believe truly that Battletech Mech Warrior would be the next franchise for the next millennium, next 100 years, next 50 years, next 30 years, whatever. The next Star Trek, the next. I do truly believe, and somebody, Sony, definitely Sony. Unfortunately for Sony, they're not in the greatest financial situation. Their revenue has gone down 80% in the past couple of years from what it was. Sony's not in a great position, but they still have a lot of money. They can cut, definitely lease, not outright buy the rights to Battletech, but they can lease the rights, make a good movie, and out of that movie, then you do a series, and then you keep making money. People don't know this, but Battletech is like Star Wars. It's a franchise to print money. Strangely enough, and how can I say it? When you put a girl in a hand-to-hand fight against a man, and you just have the girl be better just because, current day politics, it's not believable. But you put a girl in a tank and she can ride that tank just as good as a guy riding a tank and take out those other tanks, then yes, it does become believable. So you can have whatever woman of all colors and whatnot, and there are dynasties within. How can I say? The galaxy is divided into regions, and some of these regions are women, princesses, and queens that are in charge of entire solar systems and galaxies and whatnot. And out of that, you have some stories going on, and some of these factions have actually merged together because one married the other, one fell in love with the other. It destabilized the area and ensued war and all of this stuff. There is a never ending cycle of stories coming out of Battletech. Battletech is the next Star Wars and the next Star Trek. If you want to go big, that's where you go. Just like if you want to do fantasy, Conan is probably, you can do so much more with Conan than you can do with Game of Thrones, House of Dragons, The Witcher, Wheel of Time. Conan is so much more better material to do all of this stuff. And I forget who had the rights to Conan, and they weren't doing anything with it. And then the guy that was working on that project went over and did House of Dragon, and House of Dragon is really good. I hope it stays good. And I have another cat that's coming to say hello to me. See, everybody loves cats. They should have been the new Ewoks. If I would have made the Ewoks based on cats, the movie would have been so much better. But Disney does not like cats. Obviously, because, Mickey Mouse, being a mouse, does not like cats for some reason, which is sad. But who knows? First of all, Disney is losing the copyrights on Mickey Mouse, so next year anybody can use Mickey Mouse to do anything. It's no longer going to belong to the Disney. Disney's going to lose their biggest mascot and their creator's biggest creation. Crazy. All in the hopes that they will sell it to Apple. I don't know. Do apples and cats get along? I don't know. We'll have to wait, see, and check eventually. So, okay. I've talked long enough, I guess. It's midnight here. I am gonna slowly start cuddling my kitty cats, calling it a night. Gonna go and watch some Castlevania. I watch Castlevania on Netflix. And they're coming out with a new series. Not a new season, a new series called, I think, Castlevania Nocturne. And that looks really good. So I figured, you know what, I'm going to catch up on Castlevania and revisit. And as I'm watching it, yeah, I remember this. This used to be good. Vampires and stuff. So, hopefully everybody, you have yourselves a good night. Hope you've enjoyed the show. And I will catch you tomorrow mornings. Or tomorrow at my usual daily noonish daily talk show. I will not be answering questions as George Lucas, but as myself. Please like, share, and subscribe. It would really help out the channel. If you hate what I said, please mention it in the comments. If you agree with what I said, let me know in the comments. And I will see you all very shortly. Be safe. It's a crazy world out there. A lot of wokeness going on. And yeah, I'm fed up of all of it to the point where I'm just losing my mind. Okay. Thank you, everybody.